What do we do with that 1/8 inch wire we had the other day with the landing gear?
It's up by your wheel pants.
Where's that? Oh yeah, here it is.
Now see where I got the stripes that separate the colors?
We're looking at Dave's tentative paint job.
That's the old paint job, but there's
this is old tradition.
Yeah, it's the yellow one. But
okay.
I like that. There you go.
Show Les those pictures that Walt Prey drew, those photographs. He may get some ideas because he's the idea man. I'm the sheetrock man. Okay, while these guys are thinking about tentative paint jobs, what we've been doing is primering, resanding, touching up, red leading. Gotten to the point now where we're almost ready for some real silver here very soon. One more sand out, I think.
We might change the hooks on the wing. Come out.
These are the parts that still need to be silvered, and there's parts over there that are ready for silver.
Remember we had the hook on.
And the design team is busy laying on the floor figuring out what the paint job's going to look like.
Black.
Yep.
This is what happens in a think tank. The greatest minds in model aviation can't agree on anything.
Gold.
Did you show them those Walt Prey pictures? Maybe that'll float them up a little bit.
And nothing says these lines can't be ink. I mean, it's a lot of ink work, but I can do that.
Silver here eliminates weight. That's the candy red. This is the black. The blue line becomes black.
He'd rather leave everything silver so you don't have to come up with a...
No, my idea is only to expedite things. It's not to make it more intricate or beautiful, or it's to expedite it. And to save weight. There's no attempt at making it more artistic. The artistic part is just it totally separated from either using black or silver to save weight and keep it simple. And there's nothing to stop you from just making it yellow like this and just pay the price.
No.
That's, you know.
That's...
Just, we got some of it yellow. I think I still have some of your yellow somewhere in the house.
I got plenty of yellow. I got plenty of yellow.
Oops, sorry.
Silver, red, black.
We're trying to define what we have a goal of saving weight, which has turned into where weight is not the number one consideration. It's the complexity of the paint job. So now making a decision now rather than after you paint it, it's a lot easier to change it now. What I suggested he do is get a piece of the paper, we'll clear the table, trace this side view out, trace it out, and paint it. I'll paint it with the silver and black and a brush. Just see what it looks like. But you're not really going to know. A side view only gives you one view. It really isn't what you need to know.
Now, nothing says that this can't come straight across. Just pick up here and go straight and lose this second color here. The first color comes down.
Then it looks a lot like the mirror image. You got a lot of the mirror image in there.
Then it goes straight across.
Yeah, right.
And this just comes down and becomes one color. That simplifies it a lot. That comes up.
I think what they've decided to do, they're all on a coffee break now, is trace out on Mylar, which Les is in the middle of doing here, and then try some color changes. Again, there's no meeting of the minds here. There's no clear vision yet of how this is going to be, or where it's going. So glad I'm in the sheetrock department. What was Les going to do? Just trace this out?
I guess so, yeah.
What do you want to do? Just eliminate the hook?
When that color, you leave one hook, one color, and this goes straight across.
Oh, okay.
You get rid of that. It goes straight across.
I got you.
That can either go up like this, or it can go straight around.
I got you.
Either one. But you eliminate, now you only have one line coming down, and it makes it a lot easier. That deals with that.
Well, that simplifies it a ton.
That simplifies it a lot. So you've basically got this one color with an outline. This color comes up and goes straight across like that.
And what color is the edge of that? The same silver, or?
Well, if this is red.
What I'm picturing is, can you lay all of the 1/8 inch tape down in one shot?
What I'm saying, if this is red, in between red and gold, you got a silver stripe. Not my first choice, but okay.
No, silver and gold is not going to stand out in a crowd.
So if that's red.
What does Les say? Does he like that?
Black in between here is fine.
Black could show up better, that's for sure.
And black can be done with ink when it's all done.
Yeah.
So if all the lines now are black, you paint the plane, you put a coat of clear on it, and then you ink it.
But don't take away one of your options. One of your options is a piece of 1/16 tape, and you get a silver line.
But what we're saying is red to gold, silver in the middle doesn't work. It doesn't jump out at you.
No, it doesn't.
And I agree.
It's too similar in color.
But if you got red to gold, silver may be like a shadow line that separates the two.
Now the other option you got.
Yeah.
Another option if you want to leave silver. I've already got a bunch
in
of
my mind.
I just did last week. We were up in Alpine, guy's Enzo.
You get anything from?
Remember Tony Monopoly? No.
Yeah, I remember Tony. He's got an Enzo?
No.
My brother-in-law Roy, who edited the first Windy videos, now he's so ashamed he's in the witness protection program.
I usually wear a ski mask.
Why don't you plan on calling Thursday?
Well, wait a minute.
Your line is.
I just want to. So why is the cowl so much lower? Oh, okay. I just pitched it down a little bit.
So is the corporate decision been made yet, or is it Lee Iacocca is out, the jury's out?
Goddamn thing, ready.
Okay, so it was yellow up by the body, but your drawing doesn't. The other drawing doesn't allow for that.
Correct.
And you're still
So
going
in
to
this
make
case, it's going to be silver. So this silver line is wider, and it comes up over the top of the wing.
Okay.
And runs back.
Yeah, but then you're going to have to terminate the red. You're going to have to mask off the red somehow. Okay. Then.
Yeah, that's something you want to think about.
Then we
right
have
now.
to bring the red line up higher.
This line just comes up, and you run your tape. What you do is you run your tape all the way down, so it goes right up over the top of the wing.
Yeah.
And it comes straight back all the way to here. This line, when you lay this out in tape, it comes straight. You start it here.
Make the canopy thinner too.
Yeah, you just make this.
Just move this 1/4 inch.
Yeah, this just gets.
Let this
thinner.
come up. Let that 1/4 inch, and then that makes this 1/4 inch.
Yeah, here's the thing. Look at it here. It works fine. You come right off the top.
Why don't you lay the
here.
tape out? That's dry
right
enough
off
to
the
lay
top.
tape. Dave, lay the tape out and see if you like the way it looks.
We don't have to.
You're gonna like it?
Fine.
Okay. You're the one that's gotta
And
like
it comes
this.
back here.
Look at the side view. Hold it like it's a side view. There.
Do you trust tape going on this?
Sure.
Take it and just.
I mean, if you see it in real life, it's a lot easier than a drawing. You're gonna see if there's any deal breakers here.
You just gotta slide it. There's paint and everything on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah, just
That's fine.
you can hold the two together there.
So now.
Now you pretty much can see what that's going to look like. Just hold the cowling
So now
in place,
you take.
and you get an idea what it's going to look like when you scale it up. See, if this were an inch thicker, then 1/4 inch, this would this is going to come up here and it's going to just disappear up into no man, and then you have no canopy. So maybe that hook nose thing is maybe something you got to rethink, or you got to end it.
What do you
I mean,
Well, look at
if it comes up
what's
like this, let it go back up the front like
what's
Billy
interesting
Werwich is
is
playing.
Look what Walt did.
Walt's got the same, yeah.
Look what Walt did. He created those. They taper into nothing. They're above the wing. Then where he had room
Exactly.
again, he picked it up off the canopy.
Exactly. See, that's doable with this body shape. That's more doable than what you got yourself.
All right, so it's silver. So what you're saying is maybe...
Yeah, but see what your
Yeah, see, it's got to go backwards.
house did here. He picked, and it tapers to nothing, and then it comes, and that's tough to do. And even when you do
yeah.
it properly, it looks kind of like crap.
See, in mine, I did a different trim. It just ended there, and I didn't like that.
But this is a
But
kind
you're
of
limited because there was only 1/8 of an inch above the wing, a very small
that's the
amount.
kind of thing that you see more on classic ships.
Right, exactly. This
Here
one,
again, here's another one.
there's another one right there.
All he did was he picked up the canopy line and brought it straight forward, and then put the trim in again, and stopped it before it reached the front end of the water.
Now I just want to do, we're going to start the second coat of silver, but see these dry spots here?
Now less. There's...
What that needs, that's going to need clear in that area, and then we're just going to put another coat of silver right on top of this before we do any more sanding. These are all dry spots.
I know.
So that's, we're going to start phase 2 of getting the silver ready.
The fuse, believe me.
All right, now we're ready for the last coat of silver.
Glad you're happy.
He finally decided what paint job to go with.
Glad you're happy.
What paint job are we going with?
The old mirror image paint job.
Here in our little village of an
Tradition.
Go.
Let's go paint.
I'm not paint.
So we painted up some cans so we can do some testing. Dave's got the Kawasaki Green Toxic Avenger. Oh, tradition. I'll leave that tape on for the rest of the week. All right, that's... See, if you're going to do a dark purple, this has got to be a lighter color. I think you're going to need to put some yellow in there.
That's the color of that one. And that's the color of that one. That's
you want the lighter of the two.
So we want this one.
Two. Yeah.
So we want this one. All
So
right,
put
we
the other
wanna
one
use the
away.
Lucite.
Now, is that acrylic lacquer?
Yeah.
Okay. You got no silk span here, so it's not going to matter.
No. All right, so that's the one we're going to use, is that one. Right?
Yep, that's your arrowheads right there.
All right,
Now,
so
where
this
are all
one
the
goes
purple
back.
colors that you have?
I've got
Tradition!
so much purple.
Boy, this sure took us a long time to figure this out. So basically what we're going to try to do is something similar to the 20 pointer, but reversing the colors. At least for now. But that could change in the next 10 minutes. We've been on a roll. A buttered roll. Actually, this plane was nicknamed the Toxic Avenger. Got second place at the Nats, so how bad could it have been?
May take that whole thing.
Okay, well, that's why I want to know how this is going to cover, because if this doesn't cover, what we did is we took Brodak Clear and Dave's toner, but the second choice is we have acrylic lacquer, which I'd rather not use.
That won't cover.
No, I could tell by looking at the screwdriver if it's going to cover. Put the whole can in there, quit putsying around. What are you saving this for? You only got enough to do what? One plane anyway. Now what we did, we painted up some silver cans with the base paint so we could see what this color is going to look like when we spray some of it on. Look okay? Well, I'll tell you right away, baby.
It's going to have to.
Pour some thinner in there.
Go.
Get it all out. Why fool around? What are you fooling around for? Just get it out of there.
All my purple toner. Whoa,
Oh, poor baby. Poor baby.
Oh, I do have a little bit left. Now, where's the thinner? You got any thinner?
Right there, Brodak thinner. Because this is Brodak clear. I don't want anything in it but Brodak
No,
thinner.
that's fine.
I don't want to invent anything we don't have to. I'd rather not use that. The acrylic has a tendency to crack as time goes by, and it tends to be heavy. Where if we can get the Brodak this color to work, put the lid on, shake it up, dump it in there, and let's see what we got. Because that'd probably be enough to paint the plane.
It better be.
But do you feel the same way? You got a little vision now of what this is going to look like? You can see it in your mind. Where before you couldn't see it. You were just like...
Well, the problem was...
You were bouncing back and forth like a subway car.
You can't use candy colors. So in my mind, all those choices were gone.
Well, when we're done with this, it's not going to be candy color. It's going to be pretty opaque. That look okay? Look at the screwdriver, and you could tell it. Look. Oh yeah. That looks like it may work. Only one way to find out, Chickie.
Well, there's one more thing that's got to go in it, so...
Take care of business. Yep.
Oh, that looks good.
And as we're doing this, Gravedigger comes up on the TV screen. Gravedigger Romantic. Now is that the colors from the Toxic Avenger?
No.
Now, Busso may come back to the hobby after he sees the Toxic Avenger here again. Somewhere on his plane you should put a tribute to the Toxic Avenger. Buy Windy a shirt for the Walker fly-off. I had to wear his shirt.
You had to wear my shirt.
We changed shirts right out at the fly-off. Because he had this shirt that screamed Toxic
green
Avenger.
And purple shirt. I may have to buy a green and purple
shirt. Okay, Toxic.
Alright, hold on.
Okay, now we gotta...
This is where I wish I had a glass jar.
That's abalone shells. Raw pearl.
Yeah, you can't get it anymore. Well, you might be able to get it.
Don't overdo it because it's going to lighten the color. That's another...
Say when.
Yeah, right. Essence of emerald here. What you got on a screwdriver is more than enough.
I don't know.
Oh boy. Notice how he listens to me. He respects my opinion. Good thing Les isn't here to see this.
I need a glass jar.
You better eat or drink something if you want a glass jar. We finally found a coffee can. We have no glass jars. Stir it up, baby. As we're doing this, we're watching this monster truck rally here. And Gravedigger, well, Gravedigger didn't crash yet, but as soon as Dave saw Gravedigger come up, that was it. Bye-bye.
No.
Okay, what else you got in this? This is cute. I like him. What is he?
I did the shark. I did that on Len
cute.
Harding's plane one time.
That's cute. I like him.
We get some
New tradition. Not old tradition. New tradition. 87, 97, and one more year. That thing will be a 20-year-old tradition.
Ah, here's another one.
Tradition. Nah, that looks like a Cadillac nose art or something. I don't like that. This is better. Now, I bet my friend Ramo in Sweden will appreciate this. Karen is doing some email here. We got an email from somebody who we didn't know, because their email address is Rutherford1964. And it turns out the guy was surfing a web, found my website, and it's the guy that sold us the house.
It was his mother's house.
And this is a picture of him in a Russian fighter. This was his mother's house. And he's going to come over and have a cup of coffee with us. He sent us a long, detailed letter. Unbelievable. And he said everybody that ever lived in this house except for one person was interested in aviation. Do you believe that? That's a pretty interesting thing.
Absolutely.
Been a pretty interesting evening. Dave's gone into Toxic Avenger mode, and we found out the guy that sold us the house. You met him, right? You met him once.
I met him on several occasions.
Wow. Boy, it's a small world.
And you know what? I have a box of his mother's old coins. I will give him one.
That's right. That's right. Oh, man, that's something. And he was totally interested in aviation. It's a long story. We got 2 emails from him already. And he's going to come by and see what we've done to his house. I don't know if he's going to be happy when he sees all those dollies.
Here's the stained glass window in the background.
Yeah, he's going to see all those dollies and he's
Wow.
going to go wild. Small world, baby.
Okay, I need some help in replying.
Now we had a really, really late night. A lot of volatile things happened in the last 2 hours last night. And Dave doesn't know if he's going to have to leave today or if he's going to be able to stay an extra couple of days. Obviously, he's a high-powered person at his job, and we won't know for a couple hours whether he's going to be able to stay, so we've put the whole job on hold for right now. He was slated to stay a week, but it looks like that may change today. But one thing never changes is how much fun we have watching the birds eat every morning. And one of the last things we did last night, Dave wanted to assemble the whole plane and the fuselage with all the parts in silver here, just to see how what the possibility of laying out this paint job was. And he wants to, basically the decision was that he's going to make it a copy of Tradition. And I think that's a good choice for this shape fuselage, and we won't know till he gets back from the city. He'll be gone most of the morning over at New York City doing some of his business escapades, but in the meantime I'm supposed to come up with some ideas for this paint job either way, whether he's going to stay or whatever. And I think the first thing I'll do is look at all my old Cardinal pictures. Nose section came out real nice on this. We have plenty of ideas for paint jobs because this shape body we've been building since 87, 86. And there's been years we've made 2 and 3 of them, so all with a very similar, a big white stripe going down the body. What we call the hatchets, the arrowheads, whatever you want to call that. So we got a lot of choices of trim, but again, we're in limbo until Dave gets back with the word whether he's going to be able to stay or have to go back to New England on business. So we're trying to plan both contingencies here this morning. And in fact, you know what, I'll do some shop work while I'm waiting to get the phone call from him. Nice looking side view. That's going to be I think that's going to be a real attractive plane when he's done with it. Now while I'm waiting for Dave's messages, I opened up the mail and look what came in the mail from Gerald Champ. And these are the kind of things when I know people are interested in, you know, in sharing them. I love to share this stuff. It looks like we got quite a bit of interesting stuff to watch in the next couple of days. And to be honest, you never have too many of these. You know, and I can imagine, I'll give you an example. I was sick last year for about 2 weeks. I was really in rough shape, not feeling good. I went downstairs to my DVD collection. It just got me through it like magic. And the reason was, to me, there's not much interesting on TV. I'm not much interested in Oprah or what they think is reality TV. To me, I'd rather see steam engines and P-51 Mustangs. Anyway, special thanks from Gerald and Brenda. And we're going to be seeing he's got his train layout started. I've heard he's already read, he emailed me, in fact, he already ran some trains. I hope I get some video soon. So guys, thanks a lot. And obviously we'll be sharing more stuff in the future. These are great. I look forward to watching these today. There's even a nice book in here about oh, look at this. Lackawanna now that Mike Costello just doesn't go. This is the railroad he models, the Lackawanna. Anyway, we're going to have some stuff to watch today. In fact, I'm going to start checking these out right now. Nothing better than having some new entertainment. See, what's good about these, now we don't have to watch windy videos today. Now, what I thought I'd do, while I'm waiting for Dave again, is I have a few coats of clear on this. It hasn't melted yet, but what I want to do is get a couple of coats on each day until I build up a nice layer of clear. At the same time I'm doing this, I want to get a couple of coats on the decals here and on the canopy area. And what I may do, I want to see how this clear is going to dry up today. If the clear is dry, and it looks like it's going to be a nice day, if the clear is drying up real nice today, as I suspect it will, and up on our Rojet decal, what I want to really try to do is get clear around all the edges of the lettering, because I'm going to have to ink them eventually, and I can get a couple of coats of clear on there and it can just dry out while I'm either working on Dave's stuff for the rest of the couple of days or working on other projects. Believe it or not, I got a stained glass window I'm going to have to work on for my son-in-law. I may have to do that in the next day or so. I got it sitting there all taken apart. But a good thing to do, since we're not going to work on this today and we're not going to be handling it, getting a couple of coats of clear on here would be a good way to start today. Now it looks like we have a great painting. I'm not sure where this is going, but here's what I wanted to do. And I wanted to build up clear on these little, let me just stand back, see if I can catch the sun here. Because if anything's going to melt, I want it to melt right now. And I don't want the same amount of clear on the whole fuselage. It's these areas. I want to build maybe 10 coats of clear up just on those areas. So once I put the final clear on, I can buff right over them. There's no chance of going through. Now by having some extra clear on a canopy area, what it'll do, just build some depth up. I really like Dave's idea about replicating the Toxic Avenger, the 91 plane. But again, he's done some wild paint jobs in the past. It's almost the exact opposite of the Testarossa, where it's as conservative as you possibly could make it. And you know what? They can both work. They can both be... Let's see if I can see that. So you can see that canopy right now. You can get a view of how that canopy looks when the sun, as it goes through the sun, you can see the sun hits that pearlescent. Kind of nice looking. I like it anyway. Now I'm going to go get the wing. I want to do the same thing to the wing. I just want to do selected areas right around the lettering. That's going to help me when I go to ink it. Now when I get the wing, the idea of doing this whole thing is I'm going to want to ink around these letters, and right now there's a relatively rough paint edge there, so if I can just get maybe 1 or 2 coats of clear around it. Now, of course, if you just clear the whole wing, what's going to happen is then where the ink lines are, I'm going to have 1 less coat of clear. I really don't want that either. I just want the extra clear around these edges. So what I'm trying to do is build up the clear selectively. That's a good way to save weight. Or in other words, get as much of the paint on the ship where it's going to do the most good. Now you can see what I've tried to do is just do around, you can see if I can candle this, just do around the edges of the letters. That's all I want to do for now. Now these are some of the parts that I have that have, I don't know, 3-4 coats of clear on them so far. But what I wanted to do, and it's only because I'm waiting for Dave to come back with a decision on this work issue, I wanted to see just how this is going to stand out. Now, keep in mind, here's what happens. Every extra day you can leave this set or sit it by a heating vent, it just gets better and better. That's why we try to get the clear on and let it dry between coats. But just to give you an idea now, in fact, let me take this before I have an issue. Just do a little part on camera, and then I want to go outside, put a little clear on this, and if it's, once I can get it to sand out flat, the next coat of clear should really shine up nice. It should really dry up to the point almost where we're ready to buff it. But I'm trying to give it as many days as possible in between. And let me just show just how quickly this sands out. Again, we're using soapy water for the medium until we can find another source of Sikkens M600. Or until we move to someplace where you're allowed to buy things. All right, now, just to give you a little, and I'm just using this to fill in time because I don't want to, oh yeah, that's sanding out nice. Now, but there's a couple of tip-offs here. Let me just see if I can show these up close. Now, that's how we want it to look, is flat like that. But you see, in the ink lines, it's still shiny. It means we need more paint in the ink line. So what it's really telling us is we need at least one more nice thick coat, and then we'll probably sand it again like this. Well, I'm going to do all the little parts. These parts have, I think, 3 or 4 coats of dope on them now, but it's had plenty of dry time. But as long as I can see those shiny little spots, I know I'm going to need more paint. And once I get it that the whole thing is flat, then I like to sand the whole part with 1200, get it dull flat, and put one more really thin wet coat on, and then I usually have what I think is the finish that I'll be happy with. And I'm really enjoying these Gerald Champ videos, and if you remember, we had a friend years ago who made a model live steam engine of a Shay, and we used to talk about how many thousand hours he put into it. Well, just like anything, when you have a passion for things, it's hard not to want to share it with people. Now, what I try to do is I try to put as many little tips that I've learned over the years. And believe me, I've been doing this for a lot of years. I try to put as many tips onto these tapes and videos and things as possible. And what I, just by summarizing something that I think is totally true, it's very easy early on in building models or working your way up the ladder. What's very easy to do is put a nice finish on a plane that weighs 12 to 15 ounces. If you paint it like you paint in a car and indiscriminately put clear on, you wind up with a beautiful plane that's compromised its performance. Well, the next level from that is really hard to achieve. It's not obvious how you get a nice finish and the plane isn't really overweight. Now remember, quite a few people have already figured out how to do that. And their planes are the right weight, and they have beautiful finishes, many of them. And so, and the more exotic you make a plane, the more chance there is you're going to overpaint it. Then you're inclined to, like I am right now, to just keep putting paint on. Well, what happened, and I wanted to show this, you can see where I've gone through right up here. I've gone through high spots. There's a little edge right out here I'm going through. There's a little spot down here. Now what I'm going to do is set up the airbrush and just backmask the inking. Just shoot this with the airbrush because I know now I've flattened this out. Now what normally happens if I was not going to sand this coat out, I'm just building up a glob of stuff. And then what happens when you go to buff the plane out, then it comes through. I want it to come through now. When I buff it out, I don't want to have anything come through. So what I'm doing is kind of like finding the landmines a little earlier on than maybe I normally would. This is a little area that has to be addressed, and I have to set up the airbrush. There's little spots here. Any spot that I'm sanding through is an error right now. It's a problem. And I don't want to just bury everything in 16 more coats of clear. Yeah, that would work, and the plane will wind up too heavy. And even so, even at doing these lightweight finishes, a lot of times you can make a plane that's too heavy just because there's too much, something else isn't hollowed out or the wood selection isn't good. But this is an area where you're just throwing away your money because in this little high ridge, there's only two choices: to sand it down now and refinish it. And this wood swells every time you put dope on, and it goes back down. It's sweating about the 3rd or 4th or 10th time, whatever, depending on how much thinner you use, it'll just settle in. Now this wood hasn't settled in yet, so it means we're gonna airbrush this right up, and then hopefully within 1 or 2 more coats of clear, I'll remember and shoot a little bit of extra clear just on the areas. Same with the letters, just where I want the clear. Where I don't want to have a ton of clear is in spots that it doesn't matter. But on the edges, all of these edges, I want to have as much clear as I can, because I want to get, every time I wipe the plane off, you tend to rub that edge, and it wears the paint out quickly. Anyway, these are little tips that I don't necessarily think a lot of people even know about. And certainly of the people that know about them, you don't see a lot of people publishing it or telling you. And of those people, well, yeah, some of them want to keep this all in their own little circle of friends. Well, we don't. We just want the whole world to have beautiful planes. And I think in doing that, the thing that's nice is everybody becomes a winner. And it doesn't matter who gets this award or that award. The whole group is better off. Now, a lot of times with these little parts, what I have to do is go over and over them 2 or 3 times. But it doesn't really matter, because each time I do, I'm knocking that mountaintop down, and I'm eliminating some of the clear I would need to cover that mountaintop. So each time I can get rid of one of these errors, I guess is the right way, or a problem area, and you can see what I've done. I've just backmasked it right on an ink line. That'll usually blend right in. Famous last words. Every time you say that, it doesn't blend in. Or you have to be a little more creative. It has turned out to be just an unbelievable painting day. I can't believe Dave is stuck in the city today. What a day. Anyway, that's just a little idea of how we're going to hopefully keep unnecessary weight off the model and allow us to have the things and still have a really nice finish. I think that's a good little tip. The sooner in the build you can get these little problem areas to show their ugly face. In fact, Dave has one we're going to work on later. That little tail section has some bubbles and blisters and stuff. Sooner we get to work on it, I think the better it's going to be. But we're going to be attacking this, and it is really a great painting day. Boy, do I wish I was ready to spray clear today. I don't think there's any humidity in the air. The sky is just beautiful. Very unlike this time of year for us. Now the best thing here is just to let this dry half an hour or so. In fact, it'll dry outside today. Once it's dry, take the back masking off, put our little holder on, and shoot a coat of clear right on top of it. Now even these little parts I'm finding I'm going through on edges because we really have a very small amount of paint on here. We really don't have a decoupage, and this is always where you need extra paint along the edges. So just by having this, that I can go out right outside, the airbrush is right out there, touch it up, re-clear it. This really makes it convenient to use up a really good day here. We got a final sand out while waiting for Dave here. I got his part sanded out, reprimed. I'm going to wait to sand this out and try to get silver on it before he gets back here. And we're looking forward to finding out if he's going to be staying or going or playing or what. Now we put a couple hours into, Les did a nice job on the cowl, got the last of the material out of there, but you can see the heat coming out of that vent. Woohoo! And we got, I hope, most of the little touch-ups on the silver done. I got a whole nother sanding and priming on that. That really came out nice. I don't know what Les was doing on the fuselage. He put the fuselage right up here, but everything's sitting up by the heating vent, ready to just cook away until Dave gets back. And we'll put the cowling on once it dries up, make sure that hasn't changed any. I got some interesting stuff in the mail today while Dave was over in the city. And what this is from our friend Bill Lumley, and it's apparently a CD that has a lot of bird information. I gotta check this out. Well, they got the right bird on the cover anyway, Mr. Cardinal here. Yeah, Mr. and Mrs. Cardinal. Anyway, we're gonna look forward to, now this is apparently you, well, they give you directions how to do it. If I have a problem, we have plenty of people that are computer literate around here. Too bad I'm not one of them. But anyway, from Bill. Now, you may remember Bill. Bill has his, look at, here's a picture of Bill on the back. In fact, Bill Lumley the Owl. Here's, speaking of owl, I have something real interesting to show in a minute or so. Speaking of owls, this is really something very, very cool. I remember back, Bill is writing, he sang at Brodax, if you remember, at the end during the awards. Well, he's writing a new song this year, and he says it's going to be better than ever. And we know he's watching some DVDs as we speak. So, Bill, do a good job. We're looking forward to seeing you at Brodax. Hope you enjoy the DVDs. Now, it isn't often I find something that I really love. This is called an owl. For anybody over 50 years old should have an owl. Now, what an owl is you go to a restaurant and it's dimly lit. Of course, Karen picks all these romantic places like White Castle, but you can't read the small print. Well, the owl is really a little magnifying glass, and it's a credit card. It's the thickness, a little thicker than a credit card, but it lets you see the fine print. But it also has a use in model aviation. See right here? It's really a little light. See the little light goes on? So what happens, and there's a lot of times I'm at the field or I'm somewhere and I can't see. And it's a very powerful light. It's an LED, so look at that. You can see right in there, right in Midgly's cowling. You want to look at some of the details on the Rojet, or see where that screw that fell down in by the motor mounts went. The owl, and you can buy this right off the internet for 10 bucks. It's really cool, and it's got an LED. And of course, if you're old and blind, it's really good. The owl. That looks like it's made out of carbon fiber, doesn't it? Not really, though. It's plastic. But that's quite a powerful, I know they do it with an LED. It's quite a powerful LED they have. And for those of us mature individuals, it really does work. I had some fun this morning. I had some extra bread. Threw it down for the birds because it looks like we're going to have another paintable day. You can see the breeze is already blowing, but Dave's already down there laying out his paint job. It looks like his boss has given him a reprieve, so he's going to be able to stay. Hey. So we get to see the beautiful, beautiful lines of the Cardinal now as Dave puts it all together as he prepares to mask it out. So have you made a good corporate decision now? Your boss says you can play with Windy for 2 more days. Does that mean we're going to get this painted, or what are we doing here? Are we going to cut bait or fish or what?
We're going to both. You can't fish without cutting bait.
See, but the party's not telling you. He hasn't decided yet. Does he want this to look like blankety blank or blankety blank? This is the hard part. And inside, there's a war going on. Les Demet wants it painted red, gold, and white. Dave wants it purple and green. And they're tugging at each other, baby. Who's going to win this battle? The day will come. Yeah, and it's today. By the end of the day, we're going to know about who's going to win the battle of the paint job here. Whenever you're ready, Chickie, we're going to lay tape down, or we're going to play with screws today, or what are you doing here? All right, well, bolt it all together. We'll take a look at it, and we'll lay tape. What are you proposing to do? You want to lay tape while the plane is all in one piece?
I think it might be smart. Well, once we get it laid out and we get the designs, we can
okay, then pull it apart. Yeah. Where if they join, if they run up onto the fuselage or something?
I don't think they're gonna run up onto it.
Just remember the final thing, the thing you always have to remember when you're in the shop. It's your plane. You never have to listen to me.
That's right.
When we're up at your shop, I listen to you exquisitely. Woody can abuse me, you guys can abuse me, but when you're in my shop, it's your plane.
We can abuse you all.
We're here to paint it whatever color you like. what we did is Dave assembled the whole plane, and my scale is not real accurate, but it's not off by a pound or anything. And we put tentatively what the prop and the wheels, and right now it's at 64 ounces. And we know typically the clear adds about 3 ounces, and the colored paint about 2 ounces. Which brings you an ounce under 70. Tip weight's an ounce. You're not going to have less than an ounce. To 70 ounce, and that's good. That right now is exactly what Miss Ashley is. Right, exactly. Now the problem is that you don't know is where does it balance? Does it need 2.5 ounces of nose weight? Let's hope not. If it doesn't, you are in the driver's seat. That's Miss Ashley now. You got the big flaps, so you know it's not going to be a problem.
Yep, the big flaps.
No, right now I'd be thrilled. I'd be thinking that's very good news. There's no part of that I'm unhappy with. The hinges are going to be a half an ounce or something. You got a couple of hinges back here.
The hinges are all in the flaps.
Yeah, and I got a wrap.
Hinges are in.
No, you're in good shape. That's excellent. That was worth doing because now I feel confident as we're laying out the tape. We're not working on a a dead issue. Now even now we're picking up little spots where we want to touch up the silver before we actually start slinging tape. But it's nice seeing it in one spot, and it's nice knowing it's within the range that we would hope it would be. And the only thing that could be tentative, that could be a backdoor thing that could bite you here, is if it comes out where the CG is wrong or so dramatically that you have to add ballast. But even so, it's going to come out very close to 70 ounces with the full finish and fully buffed out, and maybe an ounce heavier with wheel pants. So we're kind of happy with that. And we're getting ready to, Dave's making a final decision, making paper dolls and looking at pictures and whatever it takes to inspire the artist. Well, the first thing is we're going to lay out the stripe on the fuselage. The stripe is going to be, what shall we call that color? Toxic Avenger green?
TA green.
TAG.
TA green.
And by having all the parts bolted together like this, we'll ensure that the stripe is going to go in one piece. Now, don't forget another thing, Dave. When this is in place, we got to drop the wing in place and get this to line up when you do the wing. Because if you forget to paint this,
What are you talking about?
this stripe has to go through the bottom of the wing, right? Nah. Why listen to Wendy, right?
Put it in the...
Well, you'll figure this all out.
It's just...
What, are you just trying to make hinges?
Yeah, just little...
Oh, okay. Just to hold the tail in place, the rudder?
Like one piece of 64th isn't enough.
And two is too much.
2 pieces is too much, and it's...
Yep, I hear you.
There, that one.
So as always, we want to rub the tape up on this. In this case, it's a bed sheet, just to get some of the stickiness off. We want to lay out where we want the stripe. Just simply lay it out in masking tape and until we get the artist's approval. The artist is busy over there making paper dolls, I think. Now you can pretty much get back and eyeball it.
That looks pretty good.
Because if that's crooked, boy, is it going to jump out at you. Okay, and it looks...
That looks pretty good.
That looks like something that's going to add, when a plane is doing a square loop, it's going to accent it pretty nice.
That works out good. Because we're coming off this. Now, why did that... Oh, you came off of there.
Now don't use the fillets. Use your eye.
You came off of there. Well, you didn't come off the fillet. You came off the center of the wing, which is correct.
And the best way is just stand back, and you'll see if it's wrong.
Well, the other...
Because once you do the other side, you can line it up with this side.
Sure. Now you do that.
Right, now stand back and you can eyeball it. Yeah, with that being that bright green, that'll really look good in the pattern.
Yeah. So we okay there?
Yeah, that's fine.
Right, good.
That's a go. So what we're doing is, where this tape goes around the front, we'd like to have it line up exactly equal around the scoop. So Dave is making a change to, and we want it to be in one piece, so we had the two pieces
now, see,
joined.
If that comes up just a little bit, there's no reason why this one can't
go down a little bit.
Well, not go down, but
Well, Don't get too cute with this.
Leave it straight. Just leave
You know,
it straight.
I think you got more to lose than gain here by being
Leave
cute.
it straight. I think.
Okay, now you got to connect that top piece of tape.
We've got to connect
Next
the top
step.
piece of tape. And that can be done with a real piece.
Yeah, put a real piece of
That's
tape
just-
in there.
That's just... Is this piece long enough?
You might want to put the real bolts in the wing so that it lines
I
up.
think that's... When I press down on that,
That'll do it?
that's...
Okay. All right, let me press down and then you lay the tape. You got to decide the at least the thickness of the fillet. You can't be in the middle of the fillet when you do that.
No. That's correct.
Come on, lay that tape out. Dave is doing penance for harassing this little waitress Liz last night. I'll bet she's home telling her friends, these wackos that I had to deal with yesterday.
The guy with the white hair with the
guy that looked like Leslie Nielsen, he was so cute.
Hairpiece.
Absolutely. Now, because there's a lot of curves in the canopy, lay it out with green tape.
That's what I'm...
Right? Otherwise, halfway through the job, it's going to start walking its way up.
Not too many curves, but...
Yeah, I have to cut a new piece over here. But I want to start, I'm going to pull these apart. He's got the other part. I'm going to back mask this, and we're going to go...
Spray Toxic Avenger.
Toxic Avenger Green.
As long as it's not... You know, I can pull the other paper out.
Are these the patterns from the other plane that you're using? Basically the same patterns? Or similar, or did you just cut this out at a midair?
It's close.
Okay. Well, we're basically ready to spray some green paint.
How's that look?
Just got to clean the paint out of the gun, put the green in, and we'll be ready to...
It's still got a flat spot right up in there. See what
I can see the flat spot too,
it's
yeah.
right here.
Yeah. Maybe try Dave. Try.
Yeah, we're hoping we can get all the green painted today.
This end, because once you go, you have the worst part of the curve was done.
What I'm thinking is I might want to go.
Now we want to do a little test. The whole idea here is to get a test of what this color is going to look like. We did the fuselage first. Les and Dave are still working on the wing, but we want to get a little color test done. We'll see how that color looks. There's very little sun out here. In fact, the sun's going in and out, so we're going to do a couple of test parts and then see how Dave likes it. Or if he's got two colors of green, I suggested the lighter of the two because the purple is really dark. It's this, we're trying to look with the reflection we have available here. Here comes the sun, yay! Because what Dave is trying to do is pick a third color. And I'm not sure which color he has in mind because Dave and I have totally different tastes. Check this color out, Les.
Okay, it's not as dark as I had here, so that's a step in the right direction.
Oh, it's covering real good anyway. You like that color? Or?
What is that? I'll let you know when it dries. Actually,
Yeah.
I'll let you know when you see clear on it. That's not bad. It's got a lot of yellow. It's got a lot of yellow in it.
It's got to be light because the purple's almost black.
Okay.
It's as dark
All right,
as can be.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is see how this is going to look in the sun. Here comes the sun. course, as soon as you get out here painting, the first thing happens is you can hear the wind chimes going. The wind has to come out to play. Well, he's building himself a Toxic Avenger replica here. No question about it. That is some cold wind. That is some cold wind blowing now. I'm gonna make another pot of coffee. You guys are drinking all my coffee here this morning. And I now officially have my DSL line hooked up. Yes! I can download pictures like a real person. Anyway, we're pretty soon going to come up on the end of this tape. And I was hoping we'd get some of the green painted so you could get some view, but Dave's actually got the rest of today and tomorrow. We're going to try to finish up the paint job. Testarossa has all that paint just sitting there drying up, which is good. We're just thankful that we have this day because we have had some high humidity, totally unpaintable days. It looks like we've, let me put this gun over here. Looks like we've lucked into some, and if you can see how this is going to look. And what we'll do when we get the colors on this is we'll stand 70 feet away, have Dave look at it, see if he likes that look. When I flew the Toxic Avenger, the real one in '91, second place at the Nats, so it couldn't have been too bad. And that mean Paul Walker, that if it wasn't for Paul Walker, if he would have went go kite flying that day, I could have been a Nats champion. So all our parts are drying up by the heating vent now. So how you doing with this?
It looks fine. It's less you can't. You'll never see it.
Yeah, because it's on the curve of the leading edge.
You'll never see it.
What are you dealing with? Something that's a little bit off?
No. We got 2 rolls of tape. They both look the same thickness.
But they're not.
But they're not.
One's about a
And we made
64th.
one piece. We made one piece on the other side of the tape, and when I joined the 2 pieces, I noticed it, and I said, ah.
Obviously take the tape that isn't the right thickness and use it on the tail or something.
Well, on the tail, we want to use even narrower
The thinner,
stuff,
yeah.
which I'm not sure I've got. I got 1/16, which is fine. All right, Les, we need our little goobly gots.
Okay, so you're gonna lay patterns?
Where we got the tape on the right side first.
Yeah, whatever side you have the tape.
Duh.
See, what he did, he put holes in the pattern, so whichever side, because you got to reverse the tape for the other side.
It's just the pattern.
Further away.
Well, Les, what's going to happen is wherever this comes down, no,
Yeah.
look, wherever that comes down.
Oh yeah, okay.
Let go of that.
I got
That's
you.
where we.
That's where you're masked to.
That's where I masked to. Now that's going to come up there.
Right.
Okay, so that's going to do that.
You know what? How funny is this, Dave? And you can't make this up. Look who's on TV making his first carbon wing.
Oh, jeez.
Look at this. We're making old videos for Ramo
Same
in
trick on the
Sweden.
far end. Let me get
Typhoon videos for Ramo. Okay.
No, what's really
Lay it out.
interesting.
That was
is
actually our first carbon wing adventure.
Klutz.
You know where to go. You know where to put that so that it.
Now look, here's Paul Walker, 1991. Paul. Look at this. Look at this. Here we all are. Bill Rich. Hey. There's Windy. Second place Windy with that ugly green aeroplane. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Unbelievable. This is what inspired Dave for these colors. And actually right there's a Toxic Avenger too. And actually it's still flying up in Massachusetts. There's a guy up there still flying it. Pretty interesting. It lives on in infamy.
That
Okay, get me the knife. We'll snap that off. Hey, it's me.
You're everywhere.
Freaking Welsh.
You're everywhere. Carbon Wing Boy.
You don't even wear those anymore.
All right, which one are you going to do now, Porter?
So I can go like that.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. Precisely, if you cut it properly.
How's that?
And
Cutting
pick
it
up that
properly.
little turd
And
there.
I come to there. God, it sucks getting old.
Yeah, wait till you get old.
Alright, Les, now I gotta do the point.
Can I make a suggestion? On the pert.
Don't you have any of those scalpel blades?
Yeah, but I like to lay it down and just peel it.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can do
Peel it up against the blade.
Yeah, I can do it with a scalpel blade.
Okay.
It wants the point wants to end down in here somewhere.
Right.
So this piece is going to come in first.
Okay. I think it's the bottom one, Dave, but...
Oh. Well, if it doesn't work... No.
That's about right.
Maybe we're going to pick this up on the next tape. We're right at the end of this tape, but hopefully we're going to get a lot more done today. A lot more of the green painted, back masking. Still have to do the tail. And we have a fabulous day to do the painting. Just couldn't be a better day.
Oh, wait a minute. No sense in my doing that down this end, is there?
Not until I get... This is a shitty roll of tape, man. I'd have taken this...
Beggars.
What are you looking for, Les?
Notepad shit.
Here, it's up here. Oh, that gives you your separation.
That's the inside line of the separation.
Yeah, see, it's just...
You're low, you got to come out front.
Good.
There you
How's
go.
that? That's what I'd like to keep.
Okay.
Is that good?
That's good. Now, you moved it forward a little bit as you came down.
It's a good trick, huh?
That's nice.
A man of many tricks.
Make the cut, senor.
And in between doing the taping, I shot some more clear on our... Now, we've got plenty of clear on this. We're going to be able to do some sanding when we finish Dave's paint job up. Everything's cooking up by the heating vent here. Got clear on the lettering, plenty of clear. Oh, I love that canopy. I love the way that canopy came out. Cafaro, I hope you like it. I hope you really, really like it. I hope Enzo likes it. Look at Enzo's. Enzo's eating his heart out saying, boy, you guys know your stuff.
Pencil
The soft point pencil.
You got one?
There's one
Now
here.
beware, for anybody using this tape, beware. Let's put a little recoil out on the tape.
Now, is this the one that you said was fat? Because it ain't.
It's all labeled the same.
This is the one we want to use.
But
Get rid
some
of
is a
all-
lot thicker.
Look.
Yeah, some is a lot oh, you can
the
see
only
it.
one we're using right here.
Look,
Right.
look at the
this.
difference in the thickness of the lines.
It's the only one we're using.
And yet it all
Is
came
that
out of the same, well, we have several of these. That's unbelievable. So what Dave has to do, they got to pull up this whole wing and remask it because you can see the difference. This whole wing is fat. When did you realize this was
just now?
You just now?
Well, I started to realize. I said,
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
hey,
yeah.
Look at this vacuum bag.
Vacuum bag boy. You knew a lot years ago. Okay.
So what's done now? This is all done.
This one's done, but you got to remask
We
the
got
other
to redo
one
this one now.
because
my
that's done with
question,
skinny
Les,
tape.
Les,
Yeah,
my
beware of
question
these.
is
The
when we
thicknesses
pull
of these
this up,
tapes.
it leaves a ghost line.
Yeah, I know.
It leaves a little bit of a ghost line that I
Right.
can follow.
You can follow it, and you're going over with thicker tape, so it's going to cover it.
So I'm saying,
Dave, that's the one area I would really like to use a pencil on.
just give me a couple dots.
A couple of dots.
If you
pencil.
give me the curves, if you just give me these two curves,
Right.
that, I'm a happy boy. He's a
Real
happy boy.
soft pencil.
You'll be happy when you see that green out in the sunlight, Dave. That green looks great. When the sun hits it, you're gonna have no trouble seeing this plane. You know that flight just before dark when you can't see the blackout planes?
Yeah.
You'll see this one. Be able to fly at night with Zambelli.
That does.
That's gonna look good. That's striped.
And when you put black, just black lettering and
You could
black-
put all your Letrasets down in that green. All your
Yeah.
Woody's a bum and
yeah.
Rich Oliver doesn't know anything
Yeah.
about motors. All of those decals.
Do you have?
Now, unfortunately, we have a hinge pocket right in the middle of the trim, which
So what?
which unfortunately we'll deal with in our own way.
We'll just
One
forget.
less hinge and just leave the tape on. That'll be fine.
Wad up some tissue paper, stick it in there.
Boy, I don't think we're gonna make it. But we'll do the top.
Do the top with no. You could put 2 layers on the bottom, Dave.
If it's
Just,
narrow, you can
yeah,
put
put 2 layers in there. Boy, this tape is unbelievable how bad it is. We have not had a good tape day, a good hair day. And the tail, do it all at, we got 2 rolls of the thin,
We got narrow.
which is all supposed to be exactly the same, but it isn't.
Just enough to.
Oh,
Just enough.
oh man.
We're gonna ride the sheep tonight.
Now, as soon as they're done, then I'm going to do the clear and around the edges. We'll clear both sides of the tape together.
You just go like this, Les.
Backmask everything except where it's going to be green.
All of this.
Yeah.
You take these up and you just go. Like
So
that.
Dave is finally coming up on seeing what this is going to look like in one
See
piece.
that?
Yep.
You go like this. That one can just. So nice.
Watch you don't blow the top off of that gun. Now you got to clean the tip. You got to give me the tip. No, just unscrew the tip. There. When this happens, just unscrew it. I'll put it in thinner and bring it right back out to you.
Yeah, because I tried touching it with my finger and it
Well,
still
you're
wasn't
spraying.
working.
No, you spray. Yeah, it's done. You're spraying. When the paint is thick, it's always, see how it clogs up on a tip? Much better after you clean the tip. There you go. And we're just getting this done before dark. As the sun sets in the west, we're just closing in on having the green on. Got 2 little parts in the wing.
That's done.
Okay, you sure? You're not going to get to shoot. See, your edge is a little weak. You're getting the middle good, but not the edge. Okay. Okay. There you go. Bingo.
Hold that. I'll go get the next piece.
Flip, flip. It's always that little tip of the gun that gets goobered up. Let's see
Which
here.
one is that? That's not the
Iwata, yeah, it is the Iwata medium-sized gun. This thing works good. It's good for doing a trim like this.
Yeah, but if you were going to paint the plain silver, you wouldn't use that, would you?
Yeah, I use this for everything, except the clear. The big gun for the clear only. Hello? Hello? All right, come on, Bimbo. The gun is talking to me, saying, let's get the hell inside and have some coffee.
No shit.
Damn it, was going to warm us up some coffee. I didn't see.
Blew that.
Ah!
I blew that.
He goes out to have a cigarette, but he doesn't buy me some coffee. Oh, man, he may buy dinner, but no coffee. Woo! My kingdom for some coffee. We're going to need 2 people to hold the wing.
My kingdom for goat woman.
Oh, man. Get that painted. I got to get inside. It's freezing. Okay. You're good. Go ahead. This way, if there's a spot that's not right, I can blame you.
It will be my fault.
Remember the key thing here, it's your plane. There you go. This color's covering pretty well, so won't have an issue with that. Okay. So much fun painting, and it can't be about freezing now.
How do you like breathing those fumes?
I love it. All that talk about brain damage from breathing fumes is, well,
Hold on.
You got a hair there? Okay. That green is going to look great. Ooh, man.
It doesn't, it's your fault.
We'll blame Les, he's not here. He's out warming coffee up. Okay, you ready? Then I'll hold it in the back and you spray right down the leading edge.
Yeah.
Extra. And get up by the fillets and everything.
You still gotta get that right there. You gotta get that on the other side too.
There you go. Paint lays down very nice. I have to say that for it. The Toxic Avenger's brother. Toxic Avenger's evil twin brother. Toxic 2. Just gotta move it. I always wanted a green DVD camera.
You got one.
There you go. Gotta take one for the team here.
You know how many I've taken for the team?
Take one for the Toxic Avenger here.
Alright, ready?
Go. Go, you're toxic.
You're pretty good being able to hold this film
and make coffee at the same time, huh? I'm not so sure about the coffee. I think Demet drank all the coffee.
Sheep riding.
Saddle up the sheep for a little ride around the parking lot. Don't grab the green. Look at, he grabs it right by the green. You got a 10 foot of tinfoil and he grabs it by the... There you go. I teach him everything I know and it took 15 minutes.
Nah, it's not working right.
No.
It's gotta go that way. That's better.
Okay, so while this is drying up by the heating vent, what we're waiting for is the ultimate. They're making patterns for the tail. Once the tail is done, we're going to go out there and finish up the green, and that'll be the end of the green. We've got all the trim on basically in one day here, so it should be pretty good. This is what's nice, is when you have green, toxic green. You should go in like on St. Patrick's Day. Oh, he's got the green thumb. Doing a sketching it right on there and then running the tape around the line.
Yep.
Okay, and the tail is not going to have the hook, but it's going to have the same less made up patterns for the templating on the tail. Isn't it good to know the last piece is going in the green? Are you going to be able to cover that? You're gonna, what you do, let it dry and we'll give it a second coat right over those spots. You got a couple little red lead touch-ups there. If I was a rich man, yada da 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 da. So Les isn't going to come to pizza with us, or
Guess not.
he's got to go? All right, Chicky. Now I would just wait about 2 minutes and try to go over those back spots again. How are you? Good. You want to see how that dog looks in green? We could pay. She's got a Dalmatian. We could make him a green Mation. I always wanted a green Dalmatian when I was young. How's that going? Did that back, did it clean up where you did that? When you give it the second coat? Look at the edges. Your edges are where it wasn't good on the other parts. Yeah, for some reason the edges are weak on that. That's covering up. What are you talking about?
It is now.
Okay. That's the deal, Chicky. Get you a job at Kawasaki painting motorcycles. Now you can't believe Dave is having the same epidemic that I've had, getting his lettering done. He has.
Where's the plug?
Where's right over here.
I don't want the plug over there. I want the plug.
There's no plug there.
Right here?
Nope, nope. Don't even look.
But see, it's too thick.
So anyway, let's tell it like it is here. He has these wonderful masks made for his custom Walt Prey lettering job, and you can't really see it. So what's happened is the guy that did him a favor and cut these never gave us the positives. And we need the positives to do this lettering job. So Dave is going to do a cut using this magnifier that I got. I don't even know where I got. I think Karen got this from her job. I never used it. And I got the
the Optivisor.
Optivisor.
Trust me, I will get in there.
And scalpels. Now this is where a person of Dave's skill, it's great to have him available for these jobs, because I can't do this with my eyes. My shoelaces would be cut by now. Anyway, we're gonna see if this works.
I need an extension cord. Get me an extension.
I gave you. What the hell is this? A worm? A worm on a rope? You're no fun to build with.
Look.
Now I was gonna take him out and
I need a 3 to 2.
break the damn thing off. Nobody uses that 3 to nothing.
3 to 2.
Who, the last guy you know got electrocuted by not having that wire on there? Ah!
Yeah, I would.
There's a 3 to 2. This is the new 3 to 2 adapter used on all Ferrari Testarossas. There's a 3 to 2
adapter.
Don't try this at home.
A guy, I bet you wrap this around your elbow, put twists in it. If Woody ever saw this,
Les did it. Is Les here? No, we could blame him.
Saw this,
Woody goes nuts.
Woody would slap the.
We were in that cheesy motel, the Indian motel at the Nats, and he called the building inspector. The air conditioner wire was red hot like a glow plug wire.
Look at this man. You're like my son. I let him take out my $500 kite the other day. Riding the buggy, he comes back, and the string is tangled. 4 strings, 4 lines on the kite. He's riding the buggy, he's having a ball, he comes back, he's like, Dad, the string is tangled. I said, it's 30 degrees outside.
Untangle
Get your gloves
it.
off, buddy, because we're untangling string unless you got money for new kite string.
I would be untangling this mask that you got with no letters. I would untangle that guy when I went back to Hampton. All right, so let's see how this works. You gonna be able to use that?
And the only thing wrong with this one is I just rubbed dirt all over it. But if I tape that down.
But the lesson to learn here is that we're trying to help other people doing lettering jobs. The lesson is don't use decals on big letters where they're all individual letters. And number 2, if you get the mask, get the positive and the negative too. Look at this. Dr. Spock. Earth to Midgly. Earth to Midgly. And if you screw this up, I'm sending this video right to Rich Oliver. All right, cut one letter out before. We have to wait because the pizza place isn't open for another 15 minutes.
All right, give me a.
Cut one letter out.
I need to.
All Okay, so this is Dave's going to put a brand new blade on his Ferrari replica scalpel to cut out the Ferrari replica. What happened?
Scissors.
Oh, that's a razor!
Scissors,
Ah,
scissors.
the son of whose was that?
Scissors.
So this is the tool, Karen. I think this is the thing Karen got me from work because she said, "Wendy, you're going blind. You're going to need help someday." Someday. How about tonight? Okay, so you're cutting on a. Let's see how this is going to work.
Will you stop moving the gun? You're gonna. Oh my God.
What?
You can't hit the light and wiggle it. I'm. It's like riding a mechanical goat. Dude, this is gonna be so nice when I'm done.
When I'm done.
When I'm done at 2 a.m.
The key word here is when. Now
the point
just
is,
to make the
if
point
this works, I got 3 of these. You can lay that on the wing. I can cut.
What is Tonto? What is this? Tonto, I'm an Indian. What are you talking about? I go for pizza at night. I don't sit and cut letters. I use masking tape. Go ahead, do this. Oh, man. You almost can't believe that we're having the lettering adventure, and Dave is following right in my footsteps. 9 days on Wendy's lettering adventure, and now we're going into, this is going to be 4 days into Dave's lettering adventure.
Dave's lettering adventure is going to be
Dave's great carnivore adventure. I think we should go to Red's for supper tonight instead of pizza.
I think you're right.
That girl at Red's last night, she had to think you were just a nut. The way you act embarrassed me.
You deserve it. Now the trick.
Do you think Enzo Ferrari uses this type of technology? I don't think so. I don't think so, Mr. Ferrari. I wonder if people that really do brain surgery and stuff, they just get to this point and go, just give me this scan.
Yeah,
that one fell on the
did
floor.
The surgery on my neck 5 years.
Oh, man.
Whatever the hell it was.
I wonder
should
if
have just given it.
Sure, they're subject to the same laws of humanity we all are.
You gotta,
The birds agree. It's a great day to paint candy apple purple. The wind is howling. Actually, what are they doing on my feeder? We have painting to do, birdies. Dave's already got the compressor running. What a guy. You hear the compressor. Okay, it's that magic time. Let's see how this purple's gonna look. Dave's got the back masking done. Les is working on a lettering right now. And it looks like we got the brightest sun possible. And the trick with spraying any candy apple color is to get it on with no stripes. For anybody that really is going to do a full candy apple job, might be a real good idea. Check out that candy apple video that we have. Oh, I got a sore throat from this. Let's see how that color looks. I don't know if you can see this color up close. It's a very, very bright purple. The idea is to get it on. Now what'll happen if I get any striping at all, it doesn't look like this is going to be real prone to striping. I'm putting this coat on and this, just to try to avoid the striping. I'll just go see if Dave likes the color. Let's see if you can see it. You really won't see the color until you actually get some clear on it.
You go lighter?
Here's the corporate decision.
No. Okay.
I don't know why. You have, this now is your high contrast, and it depends on how you're hitting the sun. Put it in the shadow, and look what happens.
Oh, it changes when you're in the sun. Let me do one more bigger part, and let's just see what it looks like.
You need something maybe.
Don't let me get you dirty. Watch.
A little more round on it, like the cowl. That's a good color, Dave.
Time to clean the gun. Well, I'm trying to get Dave's approval on this one way or the other. Trying to do is go top to bottom. I wanted to do this hopefully one time and show this up on the video. Going from the back edge. The whole idea here is to avoid as much striping as possible. Minimize it, because this is really a very translucent color. Relatively difficult to get a nice even coat on. Not sure you can see this color, but what I did is I just added a little bit of thinner to the mix. You need to reset the spray pattern here. Luckily we have a bright and sunny day. To do this without the sun shining, really difficult, maybe impossible, I don't know. You need good light to see where the striping is, and so you can go back and forth in different directions. Usually that would be top to bottom, side to side, and then a 45, no matter how you do it, just to avoid the striping. Oh, the wind's starting to blow. Oh, man. Listen to those wind chimes. Romantic when you're having supper, not romantic when you're painting. But what I do is I look carefully for any area that looks a little light, or where I might have missed out on some striping. Looks like I got a light stripe right there. Without the sunshine, and boy, is that difficult to do. So at least Dave has lucked out on having some decent sun to work with on this color, this candy apple purple color that he's desperately in love with. I think he's in passion pink here. Passionately in love with it. By the way, Dave did the backmasking, not Wendy. So if this bleeds under, Dave, eat your heart out. Backmasking king. Now the difficult part is when all the parts are done and dry, we have to bring them out in the sun and look for any light spots. And that's going to be difficult. Because a lot of times with a color this translucent, they all look the same until you bolt them together, and then the tail looks darker or the nose looks lighter or something. It's amazing how many light spots you can see. You just let it start to dry. Well, Dave seems real happy with the color. It's as bright as can be. But again, with all candy apple colors, you're not going to see this. You're not going to see the real color until you get the clear on and get the buffing done. But boy, this sure is a bright color. If you were to see it in real life, and I'm not sure you can. And now this is not funny. They're still debating on how we're going to do these letters. And every way we've tried so far to do them to our satisfaction, we haven't been happy. Les went and got some shelf paper, so they're down there now working on shelf paper. I'm going to go make coffee and see what they come up with. Corporate decision on the lettering is?
We're going to use the masks that we've got. They're low tack.
Okay.
We've already tested it. You can put it on.
No problem, right?
The reason the one we did last night didn't work is it was too thick with the rubber cement. And it was too thick. We didn't get a good edge.
Okay, so but it's on the bottom, luckily.
This one.
Okay.
I peeled the backer off. This stuff releases very well.
Okay.
What I'm gonna do is, after we get done backmasking, I'm gonna cut another set of these letters so that we can backmask everything.
Okay.
I'll go into cutting mode, spray the white, peel it up.
Right.
Let it dry, low tack, backmask the lettering, spray the purple.
Okay, so the next thing we got to do on this, while the purple's drying,
lay the lettering
and spray it white.
And spray it white.
Okay, and Les has got this cooking.
Well, I'm gonna help.
And the purple's cooking away up here. The purple's looking good.
I'm gonna help him finish that. That's got to be backmasked again if we're gonna do.
Okay.
One more.
Just let's not forget one part, you know, and then have to reload all the paint and everything. Not that I've ever done that. You know, I've never done that. Anyway, there's a fresh pot of coffee brewing, guys.
We have donuts too.
Oh Jesus!
Karen, we have donuts.
We're not sick enough. That pizza last night was good.
The pizza last night was 2 pieces too many.
Les, him and I looked at the last 4 pieces, and it was kind of like a macho challenge. Will your stomach, by Frank's, will your stomach take this?
I was.
And what good is a trip to Wendy's if you don't go home with a sick stomach from too much pizza? What's the point of being alive?
With a sick stomach,
you may as well join a Buddhist monastery if you're going to live that kind of life.
Stomach because you're worrying about what's going on at your office is what you longer.
Okay, so about a half a letter on each side, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so where is this in relation to the tip?
Well, you put the edge of this.
Well, you got to put it the other way.
You put it's the same on either side. The border's the same.
Okay.
So you're gonna put the border right on the tip
line, right here.
And it's gonna set.
Well, that's what I want to know is how high.
Well, it sets down here on this.
Oh. Okay.
Look. If you take your line, you set that there.
So it goes right on the trailing edge.
It goes on the trailing edge with this end on the tip.
Right on the tip line, which is right here.
Now this is the mask. This is the mask you got from the guy, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the New Hampshire mask.
Now it's
the mask
white underneath.
bandit.
Right, that goes on the tip line.
Are you all set?
Not yet.
Tell me when.
Not yet. I got a little bit of shit dropped.
Don't drop it, Les.
The whole back edge is down, Dave. The
wing lifted up. That's what happened.
Could be.
Yeah, we tipped the front and the wing.
That looks like it's going to come up without a problem.
Yep. Oh yeah, well.
All right, now don't tip the wing up. You put your end where you want it.
Okay.
You want me to hold the wing down or up? I can hold it down or up if you want.
You're on the length?
I'm good on the length. I'm on the trailing edge.
Just let it let it sit. We want to go that way.
We do?
Well, you take a look here. The E ends here. We got a hatch. We're real close to the hatch.
Okay.
So I'd go lift up your end. Just lift up your.
Hold the wing.
All we would have needed was both sides of this, and it would have been
Yep, exactly right.
Perfect. And if I had not...
a little bit toward you, Dave. I'm really close to the tip. I would say that's about right.
You all set?
I think so.
That's better.
You like that?
Yeah, and if I sight down here...
Yeah.
Straight?
Nobody's ever going to see that.
No guy on a fast-moving sheep will never see that. What do you think?
That's good. That's good. You know,
and when you look at that, and you look at that in white and a purple.
Yep.
It's
in a purple background, yeah.
Okay, so now we can give it a rub.
Now we just want to just give it a slight rub. Just a slight.
You don't have to roll it down with a paint roller, you know.
No, that's all we need to do. And then this piece is going to peel up like so.
What do I have trapped underneath here?
Maybe a little air bubble.
That's probably right.
Now this piece.
It's going to disappear.
Now what happens is this piece peels up slowly. And if you want to start slowly rolling it back like this, Les, from that end, just roll it back on itself. And what I've been doing is sort of go this way.
Yeah, you worked it at 45 degrees and then 90 degrees
and then
from
this way. And this mask will yield a nice crisp edge.
Yeah.
And when it comes off, even if we have to tear the mask, so what? As long as you peel it back on itself at a... This goes good.
Make sure you got
Don't rub too hard.
Make sure you got your centers.
You'll get me all nervous when you start rubbing hard.
That's what she said.
Gets me all excited.
Yeah, I know. Right?
Okay, now the big lesson so far was getting that top pad off with a little bit of heat from a hairdryer a la John Brodak's tip.
Oh, we got
great
the
tip.
carnivore already done.
Carnivore's over there?
This one.
All right, get that
over there.
Get that Carnivore out of there.
Wait a minute.
No.
Where is it?
The one right there.
You got it?
Yeah, okay.
It's ready to go.
Yep.
Carnivore.
Okay, now comes importante, muy importante, spacing. I would go a little bit closer, Dave, to the.
All right, come on, you sheep herders. Let's get this. Let's see how that's working.
Baby, sick puppy.
Heat making a big difference?
Not yet.
I don't want to get it too hot.
It's making my hands warm.
Yeah, right.
No, you. That's hot. That's hot. Okay. All right, it is. But it all lays down nice.
You would already have this whole thing done if we had these positives yesterday. We would be sitting around eating donuts.
Now let's try to save this one. Yep. Because I want to take this and immediately stick it on shelf paper.
Okay.
Okay? And just...
So you learned another trick. Only
No
pull from
heat.
one edge and no high heat. A little heat, but not a lot.
So the trick,
That's going to change the shape of it when you do
just
that.
barely.
And you can't pull it up. Once you get to this point, you're
No.
dead.
No, so what you do...
Oh, masking tape's looking better and better as this day goes by.
No, it's not. You watch.
Masking tape.
You watch.
He loves masking tape.
I've done this so many times.
Wow.
That's fine.
Okay. E to the point B, 5 inches. However, the numbers are longer, right?
Yes.
So we move it in, what did I, wait, E to the point is 5 inches.
Way.
To the out, well, we can't afford to go out too far,
Can't
can
afford
we?
to go out too far.
No, I would say right about there.
Okay.
All
Let
right.
me look down. What we should have done is use the other one, which we still can do.
Yeah,
if
we still
want.
can do it.
This is the one you use the shelf paper on, right?
Yeah.
We wanted to try it. It's laying down okay.
Yeah.
And the
It
eight-
certainly looks low enough tack when you
The
check the
eight
tack
is-
on it.
The 8s, we'll put the O and the 8, the centers in later. Or do you want to put them in now?
No. We'll just drop them in. And I think that's probably...
You know what? You know what, Dave? Actually, easier now because you can reposition the shiny side of the O and the 8s easier on the shelf paper because it's super low tack. That places it, and then once this stuff adheres to the wing,
Tape is looking better and better.
They got a
Tape is looking better and better.
shelf paper is super low tack.
Okay, the shelf paper was a much nicer way to get that up.
Yeah, but I mean, if
Now we got to drop the centers in.
yeah,
Drop the centers in,
yeah.
back mask it, and
This
we'll
is
get
the
white in the
O.
airbrush.
This is the...
And we'll have lettering technology.
Oh, this is the O.
This is in,
So I think that's the bottom. Where's the other 8?
Okay, so just back mask it, and we're ready to airbrush. The moment of truth, the moment of carnivore truth has
we'll
arrived.
find out, huh?
If it blows up, he's blowing.
We don't need to mask off the house, Les. Just maybe that. The bottom you don't have to do. The bottom's
easier.
close.
It's easier to do it, yeah, and it's easier to do this than it is to cut tin foil and tape it and all that.
Oh
shit.
yeah.
You know, I'm just thinking shelf paper may be the way to go
Great
here
way
for
to
these.
mask.
Yeah, but how much more of that do we need, Harvey? You don't want to run out of it. Well, we know where there's.
Well, you know it is more so, and we know it is a guy with a big car.
Unless I'm mistaken, there's a shitload on that.
Oh yeah. 10. There's 10 yards of it there.
Oh yeah,
30
we're gonna
feet,
run
yeah.
out.
30 feet.
We could paint my house.
I don't know if
we
it'll
need
tear.
no, it doesn't. We need the.
All right, I'm going to get the airbrush
Get
ready.
the light.
Ready for its mission statement. Today's mission statement, Dave will paint white and demonstrate airbrush technology. It's turned into a flying day, so we're carnivoring up the flying day.
You could be holding.
Oh, man.
I am spraying.
Okay, you want 90 degrees to that back.
Like that. Oh boy, is that tough to see.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's why we call you Airbrush Boy. Once a carnivore, always a carnivore. Les, isn't it great to be in management?
Thank you, Les.
Yeah, press that down if you can. Here comes the wind. They know you're out here painting. As soon as
it's a flying day.
Yeah, well, we were talking about flying your plane.
That's okay. Yeah, this low tech.
Let me borrow the gun for a minute.
It's okay if you're not in the wind, but the wind's blowing the shelf paper all over the place.
Let me borrow the gun for a minute.
For what?
I just want to hit this, see what we get.
Here. Yeah. You got clean clothes on?
Yeah. Hit this edge too. Oops.
Yep. Shelf paper may not be the answer for that. Oh man.
I'm not sure we want to use shelf paper when we
Masking tape.
backmask the letters.
Masking tape is looking better and better. Boy, I'm convinced. I'm gonna go buy me some 1/8" tape, baby. How's that look? Okay.
Nice crisp.
Okay, good.
Nice crisp
Well, it
line.
makes crisp letters. It certainly makes.
Makes crispy potato chips, but you guys want pretzels.
Well, we'll see how it all works out.
What we're trying to do is get this in the sun so it can dry in the hot California sun. You got a moonroof in this thing? You got to put it right under the moonroof.
I'll give you a moonroof. Now, Les,
Yeah.
the center console, flip it up.
Flip it up.
Oh.
That may. Does it flip up?
Yeah.
Get rid of the sunglasses. Now, do you think the wing will go right across?
You got to watch, Dave, when you jack it up, the side that's already dry, put the paper towels under.
Do you think that'll work?
Well, you better make sure before you put it down.
I'm going to get the other door.
If you can't get it in the sun, then just put it downstairs. Nah, this ain't going to work.
No, it's too long.
No, it's, first of all, forget about it.
It's too long.
Okay, it was a good thought. Just hang it, hang it by a lead out under a heating vent, and that's it. That's all you can do. Out by the bombers. Put it by the bombers. I'm telling you, masking tape is looking better and better as this day goes on, as this week. Mr. Cardinal, look at my collection of cardinals here. Do you vote masking tape or paint mask? I vote for masking tape. How about you, Mr. Cardinal? Masking tape or paint mask? Oh, masking tape all the way, boss. How about you, Mr. Flippadooley? Oh, go with masking tape every time. Don't even think about that masking shelf paper bullshit. Oh, no. Oh, have we learned this week? I didn't think I was going to learn this much, but I really have.
Better than...
All right, Les is going to go get medium tack shelf paper.
You want me to get medium tack and heavy tack?
Get heavy tack, too.
Get them both.
For $3, be a big spender.
Get them both.
I don't care how I spend this money.
Yeah, I like spending his money. He's got a lot of it, too. He had a lot before he came down here.
Before I had a mission statement, I had a lot.
Once you get a mission statement going, forget it. Drink some coffee. Now, what are you going to do next? When he gets back, you're going to cut more letters out?
Cut the letters.
You're going to cut positives out?
I'm just going to cut letters.
Okay.
Cut positives and that's it.
Yep, I'm going to cut letters. I'm going to be cutting boy.
Cutting boy.
That tape is looking better and better, I'm telling you.
You know,
Tape. There's nothing better than tape. I'm in love with tape at the end of this. I'm gonna marry the guy at the tape factory here.
and at the end.
Now while they're cutting the positives, what I've done is I did a little test, put a little bit of clear in with the candy apple for the second coat, just to get a little more of a sparkle on it, and I'm not sure the way the sun is that we're going to catch this right, but we're going to give everything a real light coat. This is half candy apple and half clear. The idea being that we'd like to see the color in real life, and I'm not sure you can here.
The hardest part is holding on to it.
Alright, so what Dave is doing, what we're trying to do with all our stuff is get the technique. Dave watches one, and then we try to get him to do one. And then of course the last of it, if you do it, you don't see any stripes when you got half of the material is clear. And you just want to get it wet. Just make a wet coat. In the sun, you can see it in the sun. You see how it changes color? Just don't put your finger in it. I know it's hard to hold these parts.
This is a hard part to hold.
Well, that's what's nice about having that bar on a fuselage. You got something to hold. Just remember, this gun puts on a lot less paint than the normal gun.
Hold that. Half the trick is being able to see what you're doing.
Half of the trick is that it's in the sun. If it's in the sun, it's easy. Without the sun, doing candy apple is just unbelievably difficult. The trick is just to get a wet coat on if you can without getting too many stripes on it. And when we're ready to do the wing, I want you to practice on the bottom. Get a dry coat on. I'll change the paint, put a wet coat on, and then we'll flip it. If you're comfortable with that, then you could fire me. Believe me, you're not going to go to Brodax and 7 guys are going to show up with this color plane. You'll be in the pits and say, "Where's my plane? They all look alike." Nope.
It does look good.
Doesn't that make... No, it's going to get lighter when you put the clear on, lighter, and it's also, you got to get the edge way out at the tip. Otherwise that edge stays light and it's a different color. You know what you could consider doing on this too? Take the white ink home with you. Consider like putting the little trim tabs on the flaps and stuff with white ink, just for practice. Yeah. I'll set you up a pen. Actually, we could do a practice, something just to see if the pen is working on this.
Because I've got pens.
Okay. Get that tip right out at the edge. There you go. Now you go down to Walmart on the way home, stop and get some Kawasaki green hinge dye. I don't want this plane looking too unique or anything. You could be on that shit auto show, unique auto parts. They put a stereo.
Pimp my plane.
Pimp my plane. Pimp my ride, Midgly. Getting a good feel for how that's going on. Hey, once you get the first heavy coat on and there's no zebra stripes, you're home free all. The rest of it really is pretty easy. So if you can get the bottom of the wing done...
What happens if you were to buff this coat?
It'd come right off. You don't have enough clear on there. You're going to write down, the first time you hit it with Gorham's, it'll be purple.
Gotcha.
You need the clear, so you buff the clear, not the purple.
Well, I'm just saying, no, I understand that, but if you were to, like, because there's a lot of clear in this,
Yeah, well,
happens when-
this you might be able to buff, but
That's-
not the original purple.
No, no. Well, I'm saying when you have.
Going on nice?
It goes on great.
Okay. The GS2 is a nice little gun for doing candy apple. I like it anyway. The other problem with a big gun, it's prone to run. This one, I think, puts on a nice wet coat. We're being bombed. Bill Rutherford's flying over our house here. Let's see right where the sun is at. Oh yeah, now you got it.
We just had a gun spit.
Yeah, just go over it. There's nothing you can do about it. Can you see the color now that that's going to be when you get the final? And obviously the top of the fuse, it's not going to hurt to have extra paint there. Just we'll put more raw purple over that. It'll bury it. Deodorant. He's got to check this color out, Les. Tell me if you like it. He's whitening out my camera lens with this.
What's different about that color?
This is just half clear and half. He's actually getting his first coat of clear on here now. Okay. The colors. We want to see the color in the sunlight.
Oh yeah.
So for the ride home, he'll be thinking purple.
That looks
great. Oh yeah. Okay.
That is cool.
The blue stripe is the deal. Blue.
And you know what? The fact that the blue stripe is fogged, it's not crystal clear.
You know, you could do that. You could put the blue in and then fog both sides black. Airbrush and black. That'll look pretty cool.
That's starting to disappear.
Yeah, you get a little more. We'll take some with the...
The only thing is...
When you do the bottom of the wing, shoot the nose again.
Well, we want to make sure we can do the canopy later on today.
Yeah, well, you got to get this drying so I can backmask the canopy.
That's all. There's no need to put any more on.
Here's the thing I care about. Are you liking that color? If that's the color you envisioned,
I really do.
I think in the sunlight. Just hold it 1 second. I think in the sunlight, that is really. When I get close, you can see the sparkles.
And then when you put white next to it, oh my God!
Oh, that's the white's gonna.
Remember what always looks the best is a candy color next to a flat color.
A flat, right?
Not two metallics or two fluorescents, and it looks like
they take one takes
yeah,
it away
yeah,
from the other.
Right.
Okay, let's go cut the letters.
All right, I got a medium
as they
pen,
go,
and I got one that's peeled.
as they go back into the black hole in space here. What's the name of this shelf paper?
This is the cheap one that he had there.
You mean we use cheap materials on our
peel.
job? How can that be, Carnivore Boy?
Which one is?
Okay, so the next step on this, while everything's carnivoring it up over there, they're going to cut out the positives from shelf paper, put the shelf paper over the white letters, and be ready to paint the only thing left is to paint the wing, the purple on the wing, and use the rest of this, what really has turned out to be a fabulous day, an unbelievably good day for painting. No humidity, a little cold, but other than that, it's definitely a good day. Now we're coming up on the end of this tape. I was hoping we'd be able to finish this on this tape, but there's still basically another 7 or 8 hours to go on this before we pack it in. Basically cutting those letters has turned out to be, wow, just an unbelievably big job. So whether you use masks or masking tape or decals, there's always a lot to be learned. See, now this plane, just as an example of what I was showing, is Letrasets. Those are just big Letrasets when you could buy them and they were fresh and they didn't put dents in the wing. Obviously those are days have gone by. And I have several pictures of Walt Prey, his lettering jobs. Of course, he's a professional sign painter, so he has a little bit of a heads up on us, but while we're thinking about our next lettering job, I'm glad the Testarosa's in there drying. And we got about 3 or 4 coats of clear on the letters. We're going to start inking them when Dave's visit is over. Pick up where we left off. It's been an exciting week having Dave here with the adventure. It's nothing but an adventure. Anyway, I hope from this last couple of days of shooting video here, you've learned or picked up at least some tips that'll help you. We've certainly learned a lot. I'm falling in love with masking tape. But the best of all worlds is to have all the choices when you design up a plane or customize one, or you just want to make your lettering a little unique. It's the best of all worlds to have all the choices. And I really don't know anybody who wants to have a plane that looks just like everybody else's. Everybody that I know, they're struggling to have some unique identity, something different. I guess it goes with the sport. And when this plane is all buffed out and sitting out at Brodex, and we're going to be looking back at these freezing cold days, sitting out there mixing paint and tearing shelf paper up and wasting razor blades. And what it is, that's what really becomes the brotherhood that we all of us in the modeling community share. Because we all know how difficult this can be, and we all know how disappointing it is when it doesn't work out exactly how you want. And most of all, as Frank McMillan is famous for saying, we all know how great it feels when it all comes together. I think that's a great quote from Frank McMillan. Now, I haven't had a donut. That means somebody in this shop had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 donuts. So I'm going to start taking I'm going to weigh these guys when they come to the shop and weigh them when they leave. These donuts can kill you. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed sharing our adventure, and hope we will see you. See you on the next tape for sure. As Midgly continues, we basically got another day left here to hammer out this paint job and send him home with a plane that he's going to be proud of. And the last thing we're going to try to do is spray up the canopy. So you happy with that canopy?
That's good.
All right. Happy with that. Put that purple in the sun too. Dave's going home a keeper. There you go. I think the cockpit's awesome.
Yeah, it's
that should really.
It's definitely better than blue, I think.
That should really set it apart.
Yeah, that's definitely better than blue. That works.
All right.